All right, UFC 306 at the Sphere wrapped up less than 12 hours ago. I want to do a full card event recap for this event. Okay, first I want to talk a little bit about the Sphere. I thought it looked absolutely fantastic. Okay, I thought they completely and totally delivered, at the very least on the pay-per-view portion of this event, right? The prelims a little underwhelming, but once they got to the main card, I thought it looked great, and I thought the production team did a fantastic job letting the viewers at home kind of get a gist of what was going on. And honestly, I'm a little upset that they, at the very least right now, will not be going back, because I can think of multiple themes or fighters where the graphics package would just be phenomenal. Okay, right? So I thought it was awesome. Let me know what you guys think about the Sphere down in the comments below, but let us get started right away with the first fight of the night, which is Raul Rosas Jr. versus a guy I've been saying his name wrong the entire time, and I still can't remember how to say it, so AORIQILENG, that's what I'm going to call him. I know that's not how you pronounce it, just, forget about it, right? Good performance by Raul Rosas Jr. I don't think it was, like, as dominant as people thought it might be, or at the very least, he wasn't able to get the finish. He did do a lot of good work on the ground when he was able to get there. On the feet, he looked pretty good defensively. He ate a few shots. He landed some good leg kicks and things like this. Something from Raul that I think I don't like so much is that front kick up the middle he was throwing. It was very, like, lazy and uglyish. Not a lot of pop on it. He never threw it to the body. He was only throwing it up top, and it's not like he ever really landed it. And not even that. The height that he was getting on it was not enough. It would have landed, I think, like about here, which I guess is fine if your opponent ducks even just a little bit. But for me personally, I didn't really like it. But I thought he looked good overall. He's starting to look better on the feet. He's starting to fill out a little bit as well, and I think that he's doing a much better job. I said this in my picks video at managing his gas tank. So overall, good performance. DC was kind of criticizing him towards the end of the fight, being like, oh, he should go for a finish and this and that. Like, the kid, I think, is doing fine, okay? And it's not like this opponent was some complete and total scrub. This guy's he's got a ton of experience, do you know what I mean? He's beaten some good guys. He's lost a lot, but, still a tough matchup. So good performance by Raul Rosas Jr. All right, now this was one of the first great nights. Dude, the UFC website still will not let me expand this fight in particular. I don't quite understand why, but either way, dude. Edgar CHAIREZ versus Joshua Van. What a fun fight, dude. Holy God. Okay? Edgar CHAIREZ absolutely piecing up Joshua Van for the first little bit. Joshua Van makes some good adjustments and starts to come back. Hurts Edgar CHAIREZ to the body. And CHAIREZ then ends up hurting Joshua Van with a spinning back fist as he's like almost peeled over from body shots and then getting lit up to the head. I mean, holy shit, dude. But like I said, very good adjustments on behalf of Joshua Van to come back and win this one. Now, I thought Edgar CHAIREZ might mix up a little bit more grappling and stuff like that, but even in moments where there was grappling or there was wrestling, like, Joshua Van seemed to be perfectly fine. He was good on top, not getting in too much danger and stuff like that. So great performance by Joshua Van. Very fun fight by both these guys. And, yeah, man, you know what I mean. Good performance. Moving up the card, too. Yasmin Jauregui versus Ketlen Souza. Okay, now, I said this in my picks video. I said, I'll probably go Yasmin, right? But, that being said, Ketlen Souza's a live dog. Because there's no unranked females, with all due respect, being minus 450 or whatever it was Yasmin Jauregui was, is absolutely unhinged. Do you know what I mean? Especially a woman. They got knocked out by Denise Gomes, right? Like, Ketlen Souza is almost similar to a Denise Gomes, only much more talented on the ground, okay? Her jiu-jitsu is much better. But in terms of the power that she possesses on the feet, right? Like, you got to stay away from that. And we've seen Yasmin struggle with somebody who kind of throws wild, looping, powerful shots. So I thought Yasmin might be able to get it done, being smart and intelligent and, just staying safe. But she ate I believe it was a left hook, got dropped badly, and then, strangled shortly thereafter. And honestly, dude, I respect her for this, okay? I think she realized I'm in the Sphere, dude. This whole shit is for Mexican Independence Day. There ain't no way I'm tapping into this shit. I'll go to sleep. Because it looked like she was about to tap. She was trying to fight the hands. She couldn't quite get it. And then she kind of just let go, put her arm there, and went out. So I respect the fuck out of that. I know it's not the most intelligent thing to do, but you know what I mean. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? They're fighters. Who cares, right? Nobody needs them to be overly intelligent. But great performance by Ketlen Souza. Massive shot, dude. I love when we get women who can actually, like, hurt other chicks. Do you know what I mean? It's fantastic. Anyways, dude, Moving up the card. Hopefully some of you bet on Ketlin Souza. They will not. They will let me expand this one. That's good. Okay. Manuel Torres versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Holy shit, dude. Bahamondes looked fantastic in this fight. Unbelievable, okay? He's, honestly, to me, he's looked fantastic. You can tell that his skills are up there, especially on the feet. I just thought that maybe some of his performances were a little underwhelming, and I thought that maybe the chaoticness of Manuel Torres might give him issues and might end up eating a big shot, but you know, he did, to be fair, okay, and he ate it. So Bahamondes has a chin in case his defense fails him, and then when he has moments to set shit up, he looks incredible. That head kick he landed, dude, I'm always looking for striking, like picking up on subtlety. It was like that. I blinked and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Do you know what I mean? Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Wrapped it right over the shoulder. Almost Wonder Boy-esque. Like, just fantastic shit. And then that slide back right hand that he landed, I think twice, right? Hurt Torres the first time. Torres made no adjustments whatsoever. Just coming at him like this. Chin up in the air. Head forward. Hands nowhere to be fucking seen. And, you know, he ate it again. Credit to him for continuing to get back up. But listen, dude, make some adjustments, okay, buddy? You were doing all right in the first little bit. You were landing some good shots. Bahamondes just made the adjustments in this one, and he looked fantastic doing it. What a performance, right? I love high-level striking, and Ignacio Bahamondes has that in spades. All right, moving up the card, 2. Irene Aldana versus Norma Dumont. Dude, I swear to God, I said this in my picks video too, okay? I said that I'm going to pick Irene Aldana, but a little hesitantly, right? Both, I'm not confident ever picking women's fights, with all due respect, okay? And I said that I really hope Irene Aldana cuts this shit out, okay? Listen, dude, I understand being defensively responsible, but there's a bit of an issue that I see anyways with this, and I'm not her boxing coach, so fuck me, right? But you're standing like this, right, with your hands like, and if you're bladed, your left eye is useless, essentially. Okay, you might block shots coming your way. Your vision's impaired. Like, Alexa Grasso gets her hands up there, but once things are being thrown, I don't know why that just made a sound. I apologize for that. But either way, dude, she gets her hands up there and when she sees a shot. Okay, Irene Aldana's like this all the time, and I'm just thinking the whole time, like, you can't see shots. You might block them just because your hands are there, but you're not going to be able to see for a counter. And we didn't really see any counters from her, right? And then something else that she does, it's like when Norma Dumont throws, or anybody for that matter, she pulls her hands away because it's like she can't see, and then she has to quickly close back up again because she's like, oh yeah, shit, what's coming? And it's just very frustrating to watch. And then also, dude, the following of her opponent, your whole gym is like boxing based, essentially. Do you know what I mean? Alexa Grasso, boxer, Diego Lopes, very good hands, right? Why are you following your opponent? She was literally walking. Norma Dumont would step out to the left or step out to Dumont's left, and then Irene would have to literally turn like a full 90 degrees and start following her that way. She just could not. I don't understand it. Cut your opponent off, okay, lady? What the fuck? Hello? It was actually infuriating me because Norma Dumont looked good, but only because Irene Aldana looked like shit, in my opinion. Like, Norma Dumont didn't do anything that I found to be, you know, exquisite or whatever. Like, just, I don't know, dude. It was very frustrating. Now, that gash that got opened up was horrific. It looked like someone took an axe to Irene Aldana's face, okay, but that came from a clash ahead, so it's not even like Dumont gets credited with doing that. Do you know what I mean? It was just, you know, I mean, listen, you can look at the strike count right here. Clearly, she, a lot more active, was on her bike the whole fight, and, you know, I'm not going to shit on a person for real. You realize that your opponent is incapable of sidestepping and cutting you off. Why would you not continue to circle that way? Do you know what I mean? So, it's good performance by Norma Dumont, and I don't mean to be too hard on Irene Aldana, but goddamn, dude. Goddamn. Very frustrating watching that, all right? Moving up the card. 2, Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Ode Osbourne. Now, I've not looked at comment sections. I don't know what the consensus on this one was. I thought Ronaldo Rodriguez won rounds 2 and 3. What a fight this one was, okay? Rodriguez gets dropped in like the first, 10, 20 seconds? Badly. And then ends up in a triangle choke and just is like, nope, I'm not going to sleep. I don't need oxygen, and nor am I going to tap. Fuck you, I'm going to get out of this. He does, and then, in my opinion, exhibits good fight IQ. At this moment, there was questionable moments on both of these guys' behalfs. later on in the fight. But, you know, stays on top in full guard, stays safe for the rest of the round. You know, doesn't do much, but just, you know, okay, well, I've probably lost this one. Let's just, you know, ride this one out, and I'll come back in round 2. And then he did, and he absolutely dominated. And honestly, in round 2, I thought that it could have been a potential 10-8, if not for maybe those last few seconds where Ode Osbourne was able to reverse it, get on top, and land a few shots. But, you know, and then that being said, in round number 3, very close round, I guess. I don't know who the fuck is in charge of counting significant strikes, but I don't know what if, I mean, I think their vision impaired. I don't know. Ode Osbourne, they had him way ahead on significant strikes. I was like, he's not, like, what are you talking about here? Pretty competitive. Ronaldo Rodriguez ended it strong. Ode Osbourne was acting as though he got robbed. I'm not quite sure why. You clearly didn't do almost anything in round number 3. Do you know what I mean? So it's weird to me. I didn't have a problem with the scoring. I thought Ronaldo Rodriguez got it done. That being said, dude, he'll probably have some issues going forward. He got clipped with that right away. I think it was a right hook. Bro's chin was right up in the air, and much like Manuel Torres, hands nowhere to be seen. It was right off of a leg kick. His hands went down all the way, and, you know, so maybe he'll make adjustments. He is very young, clearly has a ton of heart, and is very durable, and all the rest of it. So good performance by Ronaldo Rodriguez. Good fight by both these guys, but you know what I mean. Moving up the card, too. This was my favorite fight on the card. Holy shit. In my picks video, I picked RIBOVICS as an underdog. I don't know if people are crying robbery about this one as well, but holy shit, dude. I said that this was going to be... This is about as close to a 50-50 fight as it gets. And holy shit, was it ever. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't even be mad if a judge gave ZELLHUBER round 2 as well as 1, and then gave RIBOVICS a 10-8 in round 3. I believe it was round 3 where he was almost finishing him pretty much the entirety of the round. And then credit to ZELLHUBER, dude, to be completely and totally out. Listen, when Adesanya complains about the Alex Pereira finish, the first time they fought, right? He talks about how he was moving his head, but he was, but also he was kind of like draped over, and he was kind of just swaying side to side. ZELLHUBER, wow, this is what Adesanya thinks he was doing in that fight. When ZELLHUBER was hurt in that moment up against the fence, he is going every which way possible, just like, I cannot get hit. And Esteban RIBOVICS, dude, I was screaming at my TV because it's frustrating seeing this shit, but once he hurt him the first time, he started going wild at him with hooks. ZELLHUBER was covering up to the sides. A lot of the hooks were going off arms and gloves, but he didn't really ever stop to be like, okay, maybe something up the middle, right? Because the guard was completely open in the middle. But obviously he saw blood. He was trying to finish it, get that shit out of there. Then he kind of settled in and went, okay, he's a tough motherfucker. He's probably not going to go away that easily. Let me pick my shots a little bit better. And holy shit, dude, that was such a good fight. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was such a good fight, bro. About as 50-50 as it gets. I scored round 2 for RIBOVICS, and then I scored round 3 for RIBOVICS, obviously, right? And I gave round 1 to Daniel ZELLHUBER. But like I said, I was talking to my wife at the end of that fight. I said, you know what, dude? Before the third scorecard got read, I was like, I hope he just does a draw. Give him a 10-8 and 3, and, you know, call it a day, because Jesus Christ, both those guys deserved, you know, a whole lot of praise. That was a fantastic fight. And a great performance by RIBOVICS as well as ZELLHUBER. Moving up the card, too. Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopes. Whew. Diego Lopes, baby. Okay, I picked Diego Lopes to get the job done. I said that he would be too strong for Brian Ortega in, like, clinch positions. I didn't think that he would get totally dominated on the ground and just submitted that easily. And I thought that on the feet, Brian Ortega might have, like, more fundamentals that he uses. Like, maybe better fundamentals even, but I don't even think that was the case, okay? But I said that, you know, aside from the fundamentals, Diego Lopes throws a lot harder and hits a lot harder. And I said that Diego Lopes worries me a little bit when he gets in the pocket. He kind of squares up and his hands tend to drop. He looked so much better in this fight, in my opinion, at the very least. He was a little bit more bladed when he would be in boxing range. When he's landing these left hooks, his right hand's right here, which I love to see it, right? In that first round, when he dropped him the first time, or he almost dropped him, I swear to God he woke him back up with that left hook. And we've seen this happen before, but he lands the big right hand, and then he follows up with the left hook. Both of them landed. Brian Ortega looked like he was on his way down. And then the left hook cracks him, and he kind of gets back up, and then he Alistair overeems the fuck out of there. And then Diego Lopes almost finishes him, goes to the ground, which I thought this was a questionable, you know, moment for me in this fight, I thought, dude, make him stand back up. You're fucking him up. And then I thought to myself, you know what, dude? You're going to activate Zombie Ortega, and that's it. You're not going to finish him. And that's kind of what happened. After that, Brian Ortega ate pretty much fucking everything that came his way. He didn't get hurt again until round number 3. Do you know what I mean? But a great performance by Diego Lopes. Looked a lot cleaner on the feet. Could have just been the short notice with the Dan Ige fight, right? Or the fact that Diego Lopes was cutting all the way to 45, then got told, actually, no, cut to 55, and then weighed in at 55, and then ended up fighting Dan Ige at 65. Do you know what I mean? I don't hold that one against him, and I said that Dan Ige cracks a lot harder than Brian Ortega. So if Ige's not sleeping him, I don't think Ortega's sleeping him. And that's kind of how it played out, dude. Now, even when he did go to the ground, to be fair, Ortega obviously hurt. So it's not like he was at his most dangerous off of his back in that very moment. But Diego Lopes looked safe for pretty much the entirety of it, was able to land some decent ground and pound shots. I wish he would have made Ortega get up a little bit earlier, but it is what it is, dude. I'm not holding him. Dude, who, honestly, aside from Max Holloway, would be a corner stoppage, right? Or like in between, nobody really finishes Brian Ortega. So I'm not holding it against him. Kid's young, right? He's got a lot of experience on his belt, big record. But holy shit, he looks good. And I could see him fighting for a title shot soon, depending on, I guess, the performance from Movsar or Aljo, or, you know, how Max and Ilya goes. Like, Volkanovski's still there. I mean, there's, you know, a lot of options at featherweight, but this kid's it, dude. I did a video over a year ago, maybe about a year ago. Dark horses in the division. At 145, Diego Lopes was my dark horse, and here he is, dude, ranked number 3 in the world. So, great performance by Lopes, great showing of himself. You know, a lot of people thought, you know, maybe Ortega, the vet, is going to get it done. You know, vet him out, fraud check him a little bit, since people were acting as though Dan Ige fraud checked him. I, for one, didn't think so, but either way, dude. Moving up the card to the stinkers, bro. These things ruined the card, all right? I don't know why I just did that. Just expand it, please, and thank you. There we go. Oh, yeah, dude. I asked for Shevchenko and Grasso. There we go. All right. Man, Valentina, dude. This is the problem. See, I just thought to myself before this fight, I go, I don't really want Valentina to be champion again. I feel like the days of her being exciting are over, and she's at, like, her George St. Pierre phase, right? We're not going to get head kicks like the one against Jessica I. We're not going to get, you know, she threw, I think, 0 spinning attacks in this fight, probably because of Alexa Grasso's counter to that in the first fight. But all the stuff that we enjoyed about Valentina Shevchenko back in the day, I don't think exists anymore. And, you know, like I said, George St. Pierre-esque, where beginning of his career, very exciting and all the rest of it. Towards the end of it, not so much. Whole bunch of decisions where he's kind of just laying on top of his opponent. And listen, dude, credit to her for being able to control Alexa Grasso the way that she did. Because in the first fight, she wasn't really able to do that. She wasn't that successful on the ground against Alexa Grasso. That fight was a lot more competitive than people give it credit for. Second fight, Alexa Grasso dropped her, I think, at least once. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a very competitive fight, even if you think Valentina Shevchenko got that one done. For whatever reason, Alexa Grasso could not stop a takedown. Now, a lot of them, credit to Valentina, beautifully timed, you know, good entries, and mixing up her striking as well. You can tell when Valentina starts to, like, hop like this, up and down, up and down, up and down, just on the balls of her feet, you can tell she's in striking mode. She's going to start throwing kicks and shit like that. Dude, the first round, her check right hook, beautiful. The pullback left hand as well that she was throwing, the straight left to counter Alexa Grasso entries. Beautiful shit, but overall, pretty fucking boring. Okay, dude, pretty boring, right? I mean, Jesus Christ. And then you look at all the submission attempts. They credited Grasso with 2? 2? They credited her with 2. There was like 4 at least. What are they on about, bro? Who's doing that? Do you know what I mean? Either way. I don't know what else more to say about it, bro. Boring fight. I have no idea who the fuck they're going to have Valentina Shevchenko fight next. It's unfortunate, but hey, dude. You know what I mean? Hopefully, because, you know, other girls might not be Alexa Grasso. Alexa Grasso did seem to kind of be a Valentina's, like, kryptonite for a little bit. Or not really kryptonite, because the second fight was very close, but Valentina was not able to do a lot of things that she would normally do against Alexa Grasso because she had trained so well for those moments. So she reverts back to her wrestling, which is like, much like George St. Pierre, dude, secondary, right? Striker first, grappler second. Either way. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, dude. It kind of sucked the fucking life out of the place, if I'm being honest. But, you know, So to the next fight. Moving up the card to the main event, okay? Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. Good lord, dude. Listen, I thought Sean O'Malley was going to be a little bit more active. I thought he was going to throw more teep kicks, which did start to work in the 5th round, right? He kind of got away from them, but in that 5th round with like a minute and a half left, he started hurting Merab to the body. Could have been doing that, but hey, dude, who am I? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not there. I'm not them. Obviously, the pressure that Merab was putting on display is pretty wild. The cardio that he has is insane, and you know, I thought O'Malley was doing a good job at the beginning of the 1st round, and almost the beginning of every round, actually, of pressuring Merab back. But it seemed like as the fight went on, every round, that time in which he was able to pressure him just became less and less and less and less, and eventually Merab was able to inch his way forward. Now, something that I didn't really think about was how much Merab moves when he's on the feet. He's literally like back and all over the place. Do you know what I mean? And so even if Sean O'Malley's fainting at him, like, Merab's already moving. It's kind of harder to pick up on reads and tells and things like that off of feints when you've got a guy that literally does not stop moving. He's just bouncing all over the place like somebody fucking took a bouncy ball and chucked it in a room as hard as they could and closed the door. And it's just like ding, ding, all over the place. You know, a little bit harder to figure that out, I guess, when you are a striker looking to get shit done. Also, I thought that Sean O'Malley would have more to offer when Merab was entering, so uppercuts and things like this, but I feel like he didn't want to risk doing that because he was trying to defend the takedown. Because Merab was getting them fairly easily. You know, that 40% number right there, it didn't seem like that, right? There was a few shots where Merab took it from way far out, where he kind of just touched a leg, and then O'Malley was able to get the fuck out of there, you know. But Merab just Merab'd him, dude. Merab'd him, unfortunately, in my opinion, because that was fucking boring. And he's already exhibiting some characteristics of an Aljamain Sterling title run, which I do not appreciate, okay? And then Sean O'Malley, honestly, bro, this kind of bitch. I don't know where the fuck he would have gotten injured, because it's not like he took a whole lot of damage in this fight, but you know, doesn't go to the post-fight press conference. Merab kind of wouldn't shut the fuck up for 5 minutes after the fight, so it's not, you know, maybe they didn't have time to speak to O'Malley, but I was hoping to hear from him after the fight. Kind of pulled a bit of an Izzy and ran away. Do you know what I mean? But hey, dude, it is what it is. Merab Dvalishvili's the champion. He's already ducking Umar. I'm going to do a video on that next. Overall, I thought UFC Noche was a great card, in my opinion, at the very least. So, you know, let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you at the next video. Ta-da.